Hi everyone, and welcome to day 7 of our advent calendar. I've been absolutely loving painting these with you so far. So let's see what is behind the door on day 7. A gorgeous steaming glass of glühwein or mulled wine, depending on where you are. I think most of us have some kind of hot beverage like this. Anyway, grab your paints and let's get started. So we are painting the German classic glühwein today, but I think most countries have their own hot drink that they associate with this time of year. I don't know, maybe Australia you don't bother because you're in summer, and this might tip you over the edge temperature wise. But glühwein, mulled wine, all of these types of spiced hot wine beverages are just, well, they're really rather amazing. So we're just drawing a sort of goblet shape and a bit of a curve at the top. I'm going to put a handle on, so it's going to be a glass vessel, and I'm going to put a nice big slice of orange in there. We'll have a little stirrer. And then I think it's nice to have a few of the sort of items that make up the flavours. We've got some cinnamon sticks. We'll have another orange slice just sort of propped up there. And some little star anise. So we'll just draw in some little sort of petal shapes. Nice, so we've got quite a few little illustrations here, that's really cool. I'm just going to do a light rubbing out of the pencil, just so we can really paint and not get too sort of overawed by the pencil. So what to start with? Well, I think we'll start with the wine itself. So Alizarin Crimson's a great colour, but we'll also get some actual burnt sienna in there because it is a dark red wine mulled with spices and things. So we'll get a bit of the shadowy colour in too. And I'm also going to wake up my cadmium red as well. So it'll be a nice little blend of things. But it's in this glass vessel, which means I'm going to be painting just shy of the edge, and I've got a bit of fluff on my brush as usual. So you can see I'm just coming up to the edge there, and I will just come up to the edge there as well. And now I'm going to pick up some different colours. So I've got some brown. I might even pop a little bit of orange in. And ultimately what I'm building towards is getting a bit of a shine, a bit of an unpainted shine on the glass too. So bring in the colours, and I'm going to clean my brush off and just bring that in very gently so that we're left with a nice bit of light. But I also want to pop in a bit of that darkness into the bottom of the glass. Wow! Which is just going to sit there and blend really nicely. Oh, I'm really pleased with that. Okay, so whilst we let that dry, I'm going to paint in an orange slice. Or 2 orange slices, in fact. So we've got one down here. Cadmium Orange. And then a nice way to get the centre done is we'll start with yellow, and we'll start with the middle, and we're just going to, and if we draw in colour from the outside edge, that's brilliant. We want a little bit of unpainted space, but you can see just getting that little bit of a blend, that's a really nice start. So we're also going to paint in this one here. Now that's the front edge of the glass, and that's the back edge, so we can paint over that, but there's a stirrer in the way anyway. Just got to have a little think about what is going to be sort of just slightly concealed by that little light on the glass there. And also we can paint in our cinnamon sticks and our star anise. So instead of just sort of going for brown, have a little think about how we can make a brown stick a little bit more interesting. So I've got some orange as well. I'm going to paint those sticks a light orange colour. Same with the star anise actually. We'll get those colours in there as a base, and then as they dry a little bit we'll get the brown on too. So we'll just leave this to dry a little and then come back to it. So I've got some burnt sienna on my brush and I'm just going to use that to outline the star anise. And then just a little bit in the inside, so do that again. So the orange is dried, so they're not really about blending, we just want the two layers. And for the cinnamon sticks, we'll do the one in front first. So using the brown in different concentrations and just painting in little woody textured lines. And then for our orange, that's also dried, so I've now got some cadmium orange that I'm going to just work out from the centre. And that's all you need really. So the last thing's to do a little stirrer. Let's do a little metal stirrer. Sometimes black doesn't give you the kind of grey you want. You want to get a little bit of blue in there. And remember, we've got the rim of that glass. And then the glass itself. Well, the glass itself, although it is one of the lightest colours on the page, I didn't choose to paint it in first. And the reason for that is because I rather like painting in things like that last, because in painting that wash we might just pick up a little bit of colour off some of the other things we've painted and sort of blend them in, and it'll look like a nice glass drink where everything is sort of working together. So let's see. So that mix here, it's essentially a shadow mix of blue and brown. It's what I had sort of in the palette already. I always like to try and use colours that are already used in the palette. And I've got my size 0 brush because I want it to be a little bit bigger. And I'm going to begin by just sort of outlining the glass there, and then just, I'm really not using much, but I want to pick up a little bit of that colour, because you always get a reflection of what's in the drink in that glass vessel. And then we'll have a little run there. And also we can't forget about the top of the liquid as well. There we go. Nice little bit of shine there as well on the liquid. It's kind of a good time to put that in as well. So all these colours, if they slightly sort of meld together and blend, it's all good, because that's what would happen. Tiny bit across the rim, across the back. And then usually when I've done my shadow, I like to just create a slightly more concentrated version of that shadow and get an even smaller brush. And pick out little bits. And maybe just give these bits a tiny bit of shadow. And there we have your glue vine. I really hope you're enjoying the calendar, and I can't wait to see your paintings. You've got to share them on social media if you're following along with the calendar. Don't forget to tag me on Instagram if you want me to see your paintings, because I'd absolutely love to. Right, see you tomorrow.